So what if everything you thought you knew about power, about family, and society was, well, wrong? Today, we're going to visit 3 communities that are totally rewriting the rules, offering some pretty radical new ways to live. Let's dive right in. Okay, that sounds like something straight out of a dystopian novel, doesn't it? But believe it or not, this isn't fiction. It's a real place with a rule that was born not from hate, but from a desperate fight for survival. Our journey starts in the sun-scorched grasslands of northern Kenya in a village called Umoja. The name means unity in Swahili, and at first glance, it might look like a typical village, but if you look a little closer, you'll see what makes it one of the most unique places on the entire planet. This timeline tells such a powerful story. Back in 1990, a woman named Rebecca Lolosoli and 15 others, they just reached a breaking point. They were survivors of unimaginable violence, living in a culture that gave them no way out. So they did the unthinkable. They just walked away, and they built an entirely new world for themselves. But Umoja is so much more than just a sanctuary. It's a booming economy. These women are entrepreneurs. I mean, they create this absolutely beautiful jewelry that brings in tourists from all over the globe. And every single shilling they earn gets reinvested right back into their community, funding schools, healthcare, and a future where their daughters get an education instead of being sold into marriage. They didn't just escape a nightmare, they literally built a dream.
Umoja is such a powerful testament to the strength of women. But it also makes you wonder, right? Is separating yourselves the only real path to power? To find an answer to that, we're heading to Southeast Asia, to a community that has found a very different way.
Up in the misty mountains of northern Vietnam, the Black Hmong people have a radically different approach to power. Here, men aren't seen as a threat to be escaped from. No, they're seen as partners. And this is really the key difference. Umoja is a reaction to a broken system. The Black Hmong, on the other hand, have a system that was never broken in the first place. It's built on an ancient foundation of equality. For the Black Hmong, equality is just a way of life. It's woven into every single aspect of their culture. You can see it in their economy. The women are the artists, the men are the farmers. You see it in their spirituality, where both tend to the household spirits. And in marriage, there's no head of the household, everything is shared. This isn't some new idea for them. This is ancient wisdom. All right, our final stop takes us to the shores of Lugu Lake in China to meet a community that is gonna challenge everything you thought you knew about family. These are the Mosuo people, and they're considered one of the last true matriarchies on Earth. The Mosuo have this really unique system called a walking marriage. You could almost think of it as a permanent first date. The women are completely free to choose their partners. The men visit them at night and then return to their own mother's home in the morning. And the children? They're raised by the mother and her family, with the biological father playing a very different role than we're used to. This table just shows you how different the Mosuo are from what many of us consider normal. The person in charge is the grandmother. Property and the family name pass down from mother to daughter. And you know who the most important man in a child's life is? Their uncle. And the result of all this? The Mosuo have one of the lowest rates of domestic violence on the entire planet. So, after visiting these 3 incredible communities, what can we actually learn from them? What do they teach us about power, about family, and about equality? The first lesson comes straight from Umoja. Safety isn't a luxury, it is an absolute necessity. And if the world around you won't give it to you, sometimes you have to build it yourself. The second lesson we can take is from the Black Hmong partnership is power. You see, real equality isn't a competition where one side wins and the other loses. It's a collaboration, it's not a zero-sum game. And that third lesson, it comes from the Mosuo. There's more than one way to build a family and to structure a society. They show us that matriarchy isn't about female dominance over men. It's about a different kind of wisdom, one that values community, stability, and peace. So what do you think? Which one of these ideas inspires you the most? These 3 communities, they suggest that maybe the future of power could look very different. And perhaps the key to a better future isn't about inventing something totally new, but about rediscovering some ancient wisdom that some of us might have forgotten along the way.